are your core beliefs? And where do they come from? How do we develop them? And what if you were to change some of them? Dr. Dick joins us this morning with more. I think of core beliefs and I think of things as like political standing. I believe in love. I don't even think I'm close to scratching the surface of what a core belief is. So what are they?
Well, they're, just to keep it easy, we call them ants, automatic negative thoughts.
Oh,
ants.
See, I'm so wrong.
So no, you're right. I was just going to say we're going to talk about the negative thoughts, but we have to also keep in mind that we've been framed with positive messages too, and so that's what we want to lean on. But you know, Whitney, negative thoughts. I'm unlovable. Oh. If my child's room is a mess and the neighbor comes on, oh my God, I'm inadequate as a mother. You hear? It's an automatic kind of framework that we really have learned when we were much younger.
Oh, really?
Yes, they start early. And what I think is important about understanding negative thoughts is that when we go to delve into them to see what is at the root of this idea or feeling that I'm having of not lovable, it's not negative to parents. We're not putting parents down. It's what the child picks up, the temperament, the sensitivity. Let's say Sydney Joy comes home and has a habit of saying, they just don't like me. Okay. And your constant response is, out of love, you're wrong. There is a good chance that she's going to take the I'm wrong rather than trust what she's experiencing. You look like you got it.
Right. Know, instead of feeling like, oh yes, people do like me, she's just going to say, I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Well, she's listening to you. Because you, in your good heart, intent, oh, that's not right, or you're wrong about that, or let's say a mother is a high extrovert and wants him outside playing all the time, and he comes home from school exhausted from social activities during the day and doesn't want to go outside and play, wants to kind of cool down. What does he maybe do? Internalize that something's wrong with me. I'm not good with people.
Sure.
Why it's just fascinating to think of where these kind of messages can come from, and then we catch them, and hopefully we replace them. I don't think there's anything crazy about saying we have tapes, automatic tapes that just play.
Mine is my thighs are just never gonna look great. Okay. I'm never gonna have skinny thighs. I'm a muscular girl, and then all my life I look in the mirror and go, oh, really? They're still there.
Yeah,
like that. They've always been.
Well, and also haven't you put yourself down a little bit with height?
Oh.
Haven't you said that maybe you're not overly conscious, but you've said to me before, I wish I were taller. That's not necessarily a negative core belief, but the core belief could be, I'm not tall enough, which is that I'm not enough.
Oh,
you hear it?
I hear it.
It's so we catch it and say, okay, that's what you are. So what do you do with it? What do you choose to do with it?
Right. My weight is perfect for someone who's 5'7". I'm 5'4".
Oh, okay.
That's where some of that height thing comes in. I'm like, oh yeah, if I could just grow a little bit more.
Okay.
But you're right. But we all have, body image or personality. That's where those core beliefs that are just ingrained over time.
Sure.
But how do we change that?
I've been thinking a lot about this lately because this is what I do a lot with people to try to change the thoughts. I think we have to, especially as we get older, we look at what our assumptions are about the world. Before we even get into negative messages, okay? Think about the assumptions.
Okay, not us, but the world.
Well, no, let's just think about what are our assumptions? Do I wake up with an assumption that all is well? That the world has order? That all mistakes lead to learning? That there's something bigger than me in this world? That we are all somehow connected? Do you hear the assumption?
Those all sound very healthy.
Exactly. And it seems to me that we have to go and look at our assumptions. Because if we have an assumption that the world is constantly unfair and is going to do me in.
Sure. Or think of this, the person who wakes up and says, well, what am I going to screw up today?
Perfect. But the assumption is that I'm going to always be making mistakes.
Yes. But let's pull that thread a little bit more. How do we change that? How do you wake up the person? What am I going to conquer today? How am I going to be great?
It is choice. I can choose. You can't choose to be 5'9", but you can certainly choose to use your height to your advantage and say, this is what I've got. I'm gonna work it. This is my hand I've been dealt.
Right.
This is what I've been given. I'm going to do. You know, it's almost an assumption that says I'm literally going to choose what to think and how to work myself out of this.
But doesn't that take a lot of training, Nikki? Especially when you've done it the other way your whole life.
It does, Whitney. It's no different than if somebody's humped over for 30 years and I say, would you sit like this? And they say it's uncomfortable, and I'm like, yeah, but that's where you need to be.
Okay.
Okay? That's where you need to be. Yes, it's work. I will not, what would you rather? Pop pills every day or change the lifestyle?
Oh,
Change the attitude. Believe that the human being and spirit has incredible power to turn things.
So should we keep almost like an affirmation list by the bed, that that's what we think in the morning? Should we like be in a good book that helps us get on that path and spend 15 minutes every morning? I mean, because that's when that morning time, I think, is crucial.
Morning time is crucial, and evening time is crucial to journal.
Okay.
You know, throughout the day. It takes, this is what we call, you know, pushing the self-care, the self-respect. But Whitney, it's also in the moment when it's possible, and it usually is, in the moment we can stop and say, why am I feeling so unlovable? What just happened? And maybe what just happened was somebody called me and said, oh, canceling the gig, we're not gonna have the gig this Friday. And instead of saying, fine, I've got my Friday free, I'll say what?
Oh, why didn't they?
Oh, what happened?
Right.
And so I go in,
Okay.
and say, hey, that's fine. Something else is going to come along Friday. I probably maybe didn't want to do it anyway.
So that's how you do it.
So
that's
you do it in the moment.
In the moment.
You're trying to be in the moment.
Okay.
When things happen that are unsettling.
I see.
And it is work. I will guarantee you that it's work.
But I love that you say it's
great work.
doable.
It's very doable.
Great. Thanks, Dr. Nick. More Weekends with Whitney after this.